Okay, all right.
Is that okay?
Oh, yes, yes.
The last line, yeah, I can just move this. Can't see the last line, no?
Yes, I can see the last line.
You can? You cannot. Okay. Sairam Prada Manoj. I think Prada Manoj will take over. Prada Manoj?
Yeah, Sairam sister.
Yeah, okay.
So this Om Śri Sāi Sādhu Vardhanāya Namaḥ. Salutation to Śri Sāi, who is granting prosperity to all virtuous and pious people. The word Sadhu means good, virtuous, honest, one who leads a straight and unerring life. Baba has come to protect all those who tread the right path and to ensure that them a life of prosperity and well-being. Thousands of years ago, Sri Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chatustakam dharma sanstapnaya sambhavani yuge yuge. For the protection of the sadhus, the destruction of the wickedness, the establishment of dharma, I take birth age after age. So in this Kali Yuga, he has come again with the form of Satyasai and assures all noble people that their lives are under his loving care. He often stated that divine grace is bestowed upon those who earnestly seek truth and live in alignment with the higher ideals. Through his numerous humanitarian initiatives, he demonstrates his commitment to uplift all individuals, especially those who embody noble qualities. So this is the explanation in the Namavali booklet. And with that, there were two questions, self-reflection. What do I identify as my higher ideal and noble qualities? And how will I practice them in order to spread spiritual as well as the worldly prosperity? That's the first question. And the second one is, what adjustments in our life must we make in order to give more time and energy towards the ideals of protecting sadhus, destroying wickedness, and establishment of dharma? So these were two questions which we deliberated in our last time in our satsang. So we'll just take up the first one. What is my higher ideals and noble qualities? So can we change the slide, sister? So actually first Vardhanāya. Vardhan means vriddhi, it comes from to increase. So Vardhana is in Sanskrit is increasing, growing or causing to increase. It's growing it's a process of increasing, enlarging or magnifying. So Sadhu Vardhanāya means Swami is granting growth to all pious and virtuous people. But in the explanation, it was given that he is not only for the sadhu people, he is for everybody. Those who are bad also, he will lift everybody to a higher state. So the question was identifying and magnifying higher ideals and noble qualities, such as they ask, what are the qualities? So we all know love, compassion, forgiveness, selflessness, courage, perseverance, politeness, kindness, optimism, reliability, consciousness. So all these are the qualities which I think in this group everybody knows what are the noble qualities which a sadhu should have. So we should not, can you change that to the next one, sister? So I was reading a book long back, and it was about a story of Chanakya. This Chanakya was a teacher, a philosopher, and he was an economist and statesman who wrote the Indian politics treatise and the Arthashastra, the science of politics and economics. And we had a university in India that time, it's called Takshashila. Nalanda and Takshashila were the great universities of knowledge, what you have, Cambridge and all these big universities in US and in UK. Takshashila and Nalanda were the universities where scholars from different parts of the world used to come. And it also had the subjects, nearly 35 or 40 subjects, where metallurgy, astronomy, Ayurveda. Apart from that, of course, the politics and other things were taught. And in this also, the spirituality was also discussed. So this Chanakya was a professor there, and he was a man of integrity, which means a person of very strong ideals. And he conducted his life according to the moral principle and values which led him to reach the goal in his life. And he played an important role in establishing the Maurya dynasty in India. And he was a guru of King Ashoka the Great. I think everybody knows the King Ashoka who spread Buddhism across the Southeast Asia from India. It so happened that there was a great war of Kalinga, where nearly 100,000 people died in the war. And after the war finished, King Ashoka was really shocked that what I have gained by this war. And there's a lot of pain in his heart. And that is how he turned to Buddhism, and then he started spreading Buddhism in India and finally through Sri Lanka and to other parts of the world. So Chanakya was the part of this dynasty, and his forefathers, Ashoka's forefathers, he managed them to achieve the goal to have a kingdom of them, the Vikramaditya kingdom. So, but he was just a simple man, a Brahmin, but a very strong conviction and very strong willpower. So I'm talking in the way that we need to have this willpower and strength in achieving our ideals. Then only we can do. Can you have the next slide, sister? So he was a man of integrity. So he has written that principles of achieving success in work and life. Of course, this is not a very spiritual thing, but it can be connected to the spiritual success also. The first thing he said is knowledge is power. Continuously seek knowledge, as it is a foundation for wisdom, growth, and effective decision making. We all know that knowledge has the power, because it's not the money. Money is also power, but the more stronger is the knowledge, because you see, we grow in knowledge, we learn alphabets, and then we start reading books. Then we learn the trades, like somebody has gone to engineering, somebody has gone to medicine by this knowledge. And with that knowledge, the wisdom comes. Like if somebody has got some problem in the body, the doctor knows, because he has the knowledge of the full system of the body, that how this disease must have come, what are the symptoms. By looking at the symptoms, he can recognize, oh, you have malaria, you have cancer, you have this and that. And with that knowledge and the wisdom, he treats the patient, and patient becomes cured. But here we are in a spiritual context. we have come to Swami. We have wisdom. We learned about Swami, the knowledge about Swami, his teachings, everything we have read, and slowly we are using that knowledge to grow in wisdom, to live our life. Like in every satsang, we have talked about how to overcome the miseries of life. What is the purpose of life? Where we are going? How we can overcome this? That just now we were discussing about this problem of change, and finally it came back to the wisdom of knowing what is impermanent, what is permanent. So this is how the wisdom we grow. So this knowledge can be gained through the books, can be gained through the satsang, can be gained through your own reflecting on the situations. And this way we can make us wise, and it can make us in making a good effective decision making in our life, what process to take, how to, if there are difficulties in the office, if there are difficulties in the home, how to take the effective decision with our wisdom. So this is how, like earlier, of course, like if those who are, like many of us are parents, we know that our parents didn't have the parenting courses, but with the wisdom they could rear us. But today, the new parents, they have to be taught. So this knowledge is given to them, how to take care of a child, what is his psychological need, what is his physical need, how much food has to given, and what are his tendencies, how to correct this. So this knowledge is a very important thing, and for achieving success in work and in life, getting to know is always, and that is our human nature also. We want to know something new, something new. So God has given us this ability to understand. So there's a very important point in knowing, in getting to know that what are the good qualities. Then the second one is discipline and focus, because we have we need discipline in our life, because a lot of people we get caught in the worldly life, and if we don't have a discipline, because our focus is initially to earn money and to have a good life, but later on we find that that is not the problem, that is not the aim of life. Then we start to discipline and focus our attention to our spirituality. So this discipline has to be there, like we have to sit down for meditation, make time for our meditation, then focus, like we all do. Many of us are doing Sai's name recitation, contemplating, and all this. So if that is our goal, then we have to be disciplined and focused in our attempts. Then only we can succeed in our spiritual life, and the spiritual life, our sadhu's life, which where Swami has progressed, has told us that he will take care of it. So discipline is a very important thing. Like if we have to get up in the morning, we have to do, even for physical fitness, we have to do exercises or something like that. But the focus should be on the goal, what we want to achieve. Because today people lose the balance, because they have many focuses, like they want to have for entertainment, they want to have good food, they want to have this, talking with the friends, and so many things which they do, that the focus on the main goal is lost. So like if you're like a good student, he will focus on the studies in the same way, and then he will succeed. So he needs a discipline, get up early mornings, read the books, go to the tuition, go for classes, all these things. It depends on the focus. And for us, be a spiritual being, our focus is on our spiritual growth. So this is where we can proceed. Then we have to plan it. It is not that it will come easily. If there are distractions, if there are things which are which are hindering our progress, we have to plan in a nice way, so that we should be regularly touch with our ideal which we want to focus. And then adaptability. He says that in the life, things will not be always suitable for you. Maybe suppose we are on a long flight and we are on a business trip or something like that, and but we want to get in touch with Swami, or we want to in touch with our spiritual achievements. So adaptability has to be there. Okay, we get time, read a book or something like that, take a thought of the day or something like that. All these things to be continuously connected to our focus on the goal. And this is where adaptability is required, because everybody will not have a time for meditation every time. So what to do? Okay, we do Nam Smarana. If we cannot do, okay, take a book or have a friend, somebody who can talk about spiritual things, discuss, have this sort of thing. So finally, you are connected with your good thoughts, and not connected with something which is depleting your energy. And that is why it is say choose associates widely. So Sadhu Sangamam is very, very important, because what happens if you are in a company like people who doesn't talk about spirituality or something like that, it drains your energy, and finally you get affected by them. So this choosing the associates, be in the company of the wise. And Swami has said that tell me your company, I will tell you who you are. So Swami has always told that this associations with the people is most important, because the people who are good, like we are coming here satsang, we come for 1.5 month hour, but if we take back the energy, and we when we go back to the world, we take back the inputs, one word which somebody has said, and that reminds us during the day or during the week that, oh, this is what I have learned and I must practice it. So this choosing the associates is a very, very important thing in achieving success in life. And then he says, learn from failure. Because it's not that in life we will be successful and we'll be always getting what we want. There'll be failures, there'll be setback, and just now Brother Rama shared so many things, ways how to overcome it. But the thing is that learn from failure means learn from our mistakes, what we have, why I'm not achieving this goal, because there is some mistakes which I'm doing, some change in our attitude, some change in our behavior needs to be done, or right steps to be taken. So learn from the failure. And of course, he says hard work and patience, because there's no substitute to hard work. There's no like nowadays everybody talks about that very how can you be successful very fast, because in the money matters they say, oh, you invest so much and you will get so many times of money. So but people don't realize that money which that comes so fast, it is not giving you the basic of our hard work to get this, because there's nothing like fast money or fast, like in the health also, we have to work out our body to get the muscles. It cannot just grow one day, and for that you have to be successfully going to the gym, working out, running, or all those things. And once we do the hard work, then slowly the growth comes, which is permanent. Because even nowadays also, like you have seen that people have this keto and all those diets which they lose the weight or something like that, if they are fat or something, but it affects the body. So idea is that we have to do the hard work on regulating our diet, doing exercise, and those sort of things. And of course, the patience is required, because in this world now we just see people don't have patience. Like I just to give you example that I used to work on the ships, and we used to sail on the ships for long periods. And I used to get letters from home. There was no communication, no phone or something. the letters used to reach after 4 months, 5 months. When the ship will reach in a port, we will have 8 or 10 letters received from the family, from wife, children, everybody. So that time we used to have like that sort of patient that, okay, we are in the middle of this ocean and there's no connection with the world. We continue doing work, and finally we used to receive letter. But now you see the communication has become so fast that letters, then phone came, then we could call when we go to the port. Then now people want faster than we have mobile phones, satellite phones on the ships, and now we have internet. Now when the people go on the ships, they can talk to their family every day. But still, you see that patience has gone. Like we see ourselves when we are working. When I was working in the office, we used to send fax messages. But later on, what happened that now we have internet and everything. And if I have sent a message in the morning and the reply doesn't come in the evening, I feel jittery that, oh, why he has not replied? Why it is so important or something like that, where I could wait for weeks for the replies to come. And you see, like nowadays also in the WhatsApp, become more faster. People I'm not used to, but I've heard that people they keep going to the surfing on the WhatsApp and say double click he has seen the message, but he has not replied. Why he has not replied or something like that. So this is eroding away our patience. Maybe that person is busy, maybe that person is sick, maybe the person the phone is bad or something like that. So these sort of things, I'm going to think that we can control our patience. So in life also, like you see, a child takes 9 months to take birth. Then other places also, there's a season for everything to grow. But earlier we could walk, then the animal for traveling, horses and all. Then came the bicycle, then came the trains, then came the cars, and now even the flights. We want to reach faster. But even then, also you see, if the flight is delayed 1 or 2 hours, we lose our patience. Oh, what is this? I should have be there. So this is what is required, because things happen at a suitable time and it takes time. So if we have the patience, so in the same way in our spiritual journey also, if we are meditating, if there's no result coming, we should be patient. We should have patience to have this sort of attitude that it will come. Have the faith, and finally we can grow in these qualities. And these are the qualities of the sadhus, who have the patience for even doing tapasya for 100 years, 50 years. And there's no sign that there's a report card that, oh, you have progressed somewhere. They used to simply themselves, the patience they used to have, that one day I will get it. That sort of patience is needed. So can you change the next slide? And if any questions or anything, we can just, because it will be good to have two-way conversation. Sister, can you change the slide? And I leave for others to comment on if anything which they want to add or subtract. Yeah. So talking about integrity, there's a story which comes to mind about this same Chanakya. Chanakya was a professor, and one Chinese traveler, he came to meet him. So he went to the house, and people told that, yes, that is his house. Please go and meet him. So Chanakya, when he reached that, this Chinese traveler went, he saw that the entrance of the door was very small, and he has to crawl through to get in. So he asked the person who showed the way to his house, said that, why the door is so small? So the person told this Chinese traveler that Chanakya believes that whoever you are, if you want to gain something, you have to bend. Even the king comes, he has to bend through my door because he wants to get my knowledge. He wants to get some advice. So in the life, people must understand that humility has to be there. to gain something. So with this traveler went inside the room, and he saw that in one corner there was a there was a small lamp which was burning, and Chanakya was writing something on the leaf, on the paper, which is made of the leaf. So when he heard that Chinese traveler has come and he want to meet him, so Chanakya got up, he lit another lamp and put off the first one. So this Chinese traveler was very, very surprised and said, how does it matter? He has just lit one lamp and that other lamp he has put it off. So he asked this question, sir, I doesn't think in the dark room, this one lamp, you could have brought that one lamp here and we could have talked. Why you lit another lamp? To answer that, Chanakya said, the lamp which I was using, the oil which was supplied was from the king's money, and that was an official work. But now you have come to meet me, it's my personal work, and the oil which I'm using, it is earned by my salary. So this Chinese man was really shocked that how does it matter? Nobody is saying what oil whose oil he's using. But why this was his integrity of Chanakya, that for personal work also he should use his own earned oil. So this is what he was famous for, his integrity, and these are the qualities which he had. And even till today, a lot of universities they take lessons in the politics, in the economics, and all this subjects. So this is how Chanakya, he built up a monastery. From a small Brahmin, he could brought that kingdom, a young boy of Ashoka's grandfather, and made him the king of the big dynasty. And that Gupta dynasty, the golden era of Indian history, and of that dynasty, where a lot of good work was done. So this is what his willpower, and this was his determination. So if we have our willpower and determination to these good qualities, we will be able to achieve. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. The process will be slow. So anybody else, anything want to elaborate on this, please go ahead. Then otherwise I will move on to the spiritual goat. We can take help of below strategies. So it's open. Please share your views if you have anything to talk.
Salam, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, very good story about this Professor Tanaka. Tanaka, I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah,
very
Chanakya, yes.
The two lamp. I was thinking, well, you put off one and then another one, you know. Then also the other thing is like, I need, just recently, I need some batteries, you know, for my blood pressure measure. My wife will say, hey, you got the machine, you don't use. So I said, no. Our center got 3 packets of battery. I wanted to take it back next week when I go to the center. So my wife understood lah. So actually I went to the center. There were 3 packets. So center doesn't use that much. It's just a coincidence I bought extra, you know. So I took 2 packets, and then what I do is, there were 1 or 2 members there. I said, hey, I'm taking 2 packets. There is a price there, like something like about $4 or something like that. So 2 packets about $8. I said, I'm putting $10 in the donation box as I buy from the center, you know. So although, you know, you are the leader of the center, doesn't mean you can take the thing, you know. Center is center. You want to use it, you want to take from center, you still have to pay for it. I think we have to be very careful about this. Don't misuse, you know, don't take for granted a lot of things.
Yeah. I think that is a quality of a leader, that he shows by example how others should behave. See why there's a downfall in politics in other countries is because the leaders have become corrupt. They are not taking the leaders' aim should be first should be the nation and then other things. But it's that they're taking the resources of the people of the country and making themselves rich, and that is why they cannot last for long, and they have to go through the failures in their life. So this and that is what a sadhu has to do. He has to man of integrity. He whatever he says, he commits and fulfills it. So these are the qualities which we have to adopt, and finally we will be able to certainly succeed in our life. So shall I move on to the next, Brother Billy? Okay. So so the other question, part of the question was for spiritual growth, we can take the help of what are strategies we should use. So there were 3 strategies, 4 strategies I just got through reading from some literature. There's a practice gratitude. It says gratitude is a vessel which needs to be filled regularly and thought of often. The more often we give thanks, the more prosperity we receive. So, I mean, this prosperity doesn't mean that it's money in the way of wealth or some name or fame, because prosperity means growing in whatever field we are. So gratitude is a vessel which needs to be filled. Like suppose a person with one leg and he keeps complaining that I have only one leg, how can I walk? But if he thinks that, oh, I have at least one leg, with the help of a stick, I can walk. So it will fill his heart with gratitude to the God that at least he has left his one leg intact. And this is how we grow, because he will not have complained and he will be a very happy person. So in the place, like suppose some people don't have money, not even a house or something like that. But if they have gratitude, they'll be always happy. I still remember that few years back, there was a survey around the world, and they said, who are the happy people? Which country have the happy people or something like that? I think in India somewhere it was done, and then finally it was found that the most happy people were the children on the streets, where for them one toffee is such a good pleasure. They could sleep on the road. They will play. They didn't have a cricket pitch or ball, but they play on the roadside. So idea is that they had the gratitude towards their parent, that whatever they're given, they accepted it the way it is, and they found that people with lot of things also they are not very happy. So idea is that the gratitude is a if we have filled with our mind with the gratitude, I think a lot of our happiness is brought back, and in the spiritual field also, if we practice gratitude when we are doing, it will really fill us with lot of positive attitude. And it says that the best way to write down about at every night, for whom I'm grateful. Like somebody has said thanks, somebody has given me a book to read, or somebody has given me advice, or I have read some good lecture, heard some good lecture. So these are things where, if we say, if we have the gratitude towards it, that then what happens that our growth also it increases much faster way, because our mind is always having that sort of positive feeling that, oh, I have learned this, maybe tomorrow I will learn it, maybe somebody else can teach me something like that, or maybe the God will give me intuition to a new insight to learn something new. So this way what happened that we become very peaceful, because there is nothing to complain, there is nothing to talk about, and we become loving towards other. The person who has given me, I feel very indebted that he has given me something. So even if when you're walking on the road, or even when we are walking on the coming out the gate, a person like a guard salutes or something, says good morning. That good morning itself makes your day, that oh, today I should, and we should wish him back, saying gratitude to him that oh, you have made my day by wishing me with such good words, good morning. So maybe my whole day will be happy. Maybe I'll feel more content. There was a story that one of the film actor, I mean, he was sleeping in a room, and he had a heart attack in the night, and suddenly nobody was there. So somehow, by in pain, he reached to the phone, and he could call the ambulance. He could call the hospital. Ambulance came and took him to the hospital, and he was given a treatment, and he got cured. So in his write-up, he wrote that when I was sitting in the bed in the hospital, I was thinking about my incident, that how this has happened. Then I realized that if that phone was not there in my room, I would not have been alive today, because nobody would have known that I'm having this pain, chest pain or something like that. So he said that I must say my thank you to this phone who has saved my life. Then if I would have phoned also, and if the hospital didn't respond properly in the coming time, I could have also died. So all the nurses, all the drivers, everybody is party to my this health today. Then the doctors, then the medicines, then all the care of the relatives and everything. So you see, when we start thinking of this gratitude, it really gives us that we are indebted to so many things, even the inert things like a phone, the ambulance. If we could have broken down, maybe I could not have got that reached the hospital. So when you start thinking in those ways, by showing gratitude, you will find that why should I boast when so many people are contributing what I am, why they are giving? And this is how our humility comes, and this is how we become more happy when we practice gratitude.
Yeah,
So
if,
anything? Yes, brother.
yeah, you may share something on.
Yes, please. Please stop me, and then I can.
Yeah,
Yes, brother.
there's a author by the name of Masaru Emoto. He wrote the book The Secret of Water, where he froze the water and then in a fridge, and then he took it out and under a microscope. Then you find that the water produce crystals, And I
Yeah.
find that when he think good things, he did a lot of experiment. Good words produce beautiful crystals, Ugly word produce ugly crystals. And he said, thank you, produce a kind of crystal, okay? So prayers produce a different pattern of crystal. And he found that the most beautiful crystals can be produced just from the word gratitude. He said, of all the crystals he has seen, the most beautiful is when he wrote the word there, gratitude there. So therefore, when we practice, when we think gratitude, I believe we generate special positiveness that affect us, because our body is 75% water.
Yes.
So the practice of gratitude is very good for health, actually.
Yeah. No, it's good. You talked about, because Dr. Jumsai was very close to him, and he used to always. We had a water institute in Satya Sai School by United Nations, and where we used to talk about, and we had the different crystals photos he has shown, that how even the effect of music this waters had, because, and then they did an experiment in the Satya Sai school that the two set of fields where the crops were grown, and in one set of the field, the children used to say Gayatri mantra every morning going to the field. And other side, they will just keep quiet or something like that, because of course they say that if you say bad thing, it will affect the plants and something like that. And it was so that the yield and the where the Gayatri mantra was chanted was much more than compared to the other set of field where equal manure and everything was given. So this is what the thoughts in our mind creates the vibration, and these vibrations they reach the people and the surrounding. Because finally, if you see, we all are actually vibrations only, nothing else. If you see in the scientific word, so gratitude really is a very important thing to practice. And if we practice that, we see we grow in our spiritual. Because then I will not have enmity with anybody. Then I'll be loving everybody, and that is how that is the quality of the sadhus. That is the quality of the good people. They will not fight. They will be not be angry. They'll be always happy. They'll be very peaceful, calm. So this is where the gratitude helps.
Yeah, in fact, every Monday morning, 5:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., we had our light meditation. It's a group meditation. Now we have regular about 40 people coming. And after the light meditation, we practice what we call the 10-finger gratitude practice, which means as we think of something, we are grateful of, we close one finger, so we have been doing that for quite, I think, close to a year already. Okay, so those of you who are interested, may want to join us for the Monday. We call it the MMM, Monday morning meditation. And after the light meditation, we practice what they call the 10-finger gratitude practice. And this was introduced by Dr. Sabitan. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very powerful program. I heard when I was in Malaysia during the convention. Really, it's worth trying, and I think if more and more people join, it will be good. Of course, I don't know whether from overseas they can join, but even if not, they join so once or twice, and then you can start practicing it. That is more important. That will bring a lot of change. So I move on to the second one. Second one is a complain less. Like complaining itself is a ritual that we do unconsciously. The more focus we bring towards positivity and bring more into intentional words in our life, the more positive creations will be gathered around us. So how to do that? We have to promise ourselves that I will, because it's become a habit. That, oh, this bread is not good. Oh, the water is not tasting good. Oh, the food, there's salt less. Or in the office, that fellow is talking very bad. He's very loud. He comes always late. Oh, the government is not doing their work properly. See, the roads condition are bad, and so many things we have. We got in a mode of complaining itself, that because everything we are judging with our landmark, and then we are comparing that it is bad or something like that. So what another one way is to promise to oneself for a week, I will not complain even once. Like driving in a traffic, complain that traffic is bad or something like that. Computer malfunctions, suddenly the computer stops working, and then we say, my time is wasted. I created a big file and now it is gone. Then food or office colleagues' behavior. It will make us more patient and calm in general. Also, while practicing, it will allow us to wait to be reminded that everything in life is a lesson. When I am not complaining, I am quiet enough to hear the lesson. It's a very important line, which I really liked it, that while practicing, it will allow us to wait to be reminded that everything in life is a lesson. So when we are complaining means our mind is what is a negative thing is going on, and we are not learning that everything. There's a lesson in this thing also. Maybe it was I was working on a big file and it was straining my eyes. So think positive that, oh, this computer is gone and now at least I can relax and take a walk or something like that. So these are the things which, if we start practicing slowly, it will bring change in our attitude. And finally, because I used to have these sort of things, and slowly then a thought, when when I'm very calm and something, the thought comes, well, think what is positive in this, why it has happened. And when you start doing that, we feel that, oh, why instead of complaining, I'm creating, and I was creating a negative energy. Now I'm thinking positive in my life, and this slowly it will be bringing a change in us towards the positivity. Just think of, I think it was some great scientist, Newton or somebody, he wrote a very big paper. I'm not sure of the name, the scientist, Newton or Einstein or whoever it is. He wrote a paper, and he used to love a dog. And there was a lamp, and the dog came running at him, and the oil got spilled, and the whole paper was burnt. But see his patience, and see his 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 thinking. He said, "Oh, the people came, oh, surprised, oh, that so many papers got burned, such a big loss to you." He said, "So many hours you have worked, such a precious information you have gathered, and everything is gone." So to the people, he said, "You know, with that burning, so many of my mistakes have also been burnt." So he was not concentrating on what loss he has created, but he was thinking that maybe there was something mistake in those papers. Maybe the theories were wrong, and that has got burned. So when we start thinking positive, like Lord Buddha, when he was walking and he saw a dog, a dead body, he praised that, oh, what a beautiful denture he had. So when we start thinking of this complaining less, then we'll start thinking, looking at the positive thing, we generate that vibration of positiveness, and we bring a lot of energy to us, and we radiate also that energy. Shall I move on to the next one?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. I'm prosperous. So this is one thing which we should talk to this. Let us regularly in the morning and the evening, this say, I'm prosperous, I'm prosperous. We can do a small exercise. In the other, it was shown a small exercise that, like, you have 100 coins in a bag. Empty the bag every day and would go through each coin by one saying, so Lord, I am prosperous for every coin I dropped in the bag. And this will create a mental image of our richness, because our mind does not differentiate whether this mantra is happening in reality or is a hypothetical. When we go to exam, so it's a very good mental exercise. It is talking about, because you know that when we used to have exams or something like that. So what we do, something which is very important going to come exam, what we do is we try to remember it. And how we remember, we have read it, and then we repeat the same answer in our mind. It gives us the strength, that it gives us the confidence that whatever has been read is implanted in my mind, isn't in brain. So idea is that, and when those questions comes in the exam, we write very well. So the thing is that what the mind has done is that it has created the answer before. So the mind doesn't know that I'm writing in the examination hall, or I'm just at the one night before, I'm just repeating in my mind. But since it's been repeated, when I go for exam, I write very well. So these auto suggestions are very, very important way of life. And if we do that, finally the neuron starts to believe that, yes, it is correct. And even that's why a lot of positive thinkers, a lot of people whom other think that it will be a failure, but they have auto suggested their mind for their cause, for their theories, that they negate all the negative thoughts and move on with the project, and finally they're successful. So when I say that I'm prosperous, means though I don't have a house like those rishis and munis, they live in a cave. They have nothing else, one loin cloth and some dry fruits to eat, some water to drink, no cozy, and the weather, cold weather, hot weather, nothing can affect. But they lived happy life, isn't it? Because the mind was set up to have that sort of attitude that I have enough for myself. Even that we get depressed today that, oh, something has finished in the market, people start hoarding. Oh, this is not available in the market, I must hold it. But you see, there is no, like, you see the sadhus, they are not sure that they will get the alms next day, which will fulfill their stomach, which will fill their stomach also. But still they walk around, sometimes they don't get anything also, but they're not bothered because they have to go hungry the full 24 hours next day. But you see, the mental attitude they have given, that I am prosperous, I have everything, whatever comes, I will enjoy it. And this is how the mental setup is built up. So in our life also, if we start to live with that satisfaction that I'm prosperous, whatever is there is enough for me, whatever is there is sufficient for my living and my everything, I think we'll be able to live a life with and grow in a prosperous way in our spiritual journey. So these are the 3 points. I think, shall we do it next time, because it's 4 minutes left, and anybody has any comments or something, then we can discuss, because
Yeah, okay, yeah. So how much more slides do we have now?
I think we have made for how many slides, sister, we have?
Yeah,
Quite
we
number,
will.
quite a number,
Okay, good.
Yeah.
because there's
Yeah.
another question also.
I see. All right. So we can finish that the next session.
Yeah, and
Okay.
yeah.
So we have another 4 more minutes. Any comments from the others?
Aram, brother.
Yes.
Sir.
The first point is practice gratitude. For gratitude to exist, you must have the right attitude. And for the right attitude to prevail, we follow the 5 principles, 5 values: Satyam, Dharmam, Shanti, Prema, Ahimsa, which we make it as our second nature. We will always get the right attitude. And with the right attitude, you will definitely show gratitude for everything which comes your way and everything which you need to say, because that's the way to the divine. The second one is complain less. Whenever we pray, we never complain about anybody. Never complain about anybody. We try and clean ourselves and say complain is a distraction. Don't complain. We go on to the focus, the more important point, and then we pray. That brings about positivity, and it is a connecting link to the divine within us. So it's important that we try as far as possible, don't complain. And then there are very nice examples given, like driving in the traffic, computer malfunctions, complaining about food badly prepared by maybe your parents, your wife, children, or even the food which you have bought, office colleagues, behavioral problem where work is delayed and we get into a tension, and then there is complaint, and then there is dissension, and then there will be consequences for all that. which will all be negative and bad for you and the firm. So complaining less is a way forward. Best is to be very practical, be silent, acknowledge the mistake, and carry on like as if nothing has been done, but with a positive attitude to correct your way forward. I'm prosperous. It's a very positive way of regulating yourself, believing in yourself, and believing what is forthcoming. Because that is the way to catch the mind in order to satisfy, because that's what you want. And the repetition of that will give you the desired effect. So it's a matter of practice. Not only that, it's an attitude, the correct attitude, in order to say the words to resonate with your deepest feeling. So this will help us for the spiritual growth that we are seeking. Saram, brother.
Sairam, brother, thank you so much. Okay, those of you who, if you have watched the online Chinese New Year program, Chinese New Year, they like to wish everyone prosperous, not only themselves. Okay, 恭喜发财 means, wish you prosperous, and the Chinese they like to write these couplets, a lot of auspicious words there, So this is a culture of the Chinese. That's why when I see the word I'm prosperous. Okay, so with these words, okay, the time now is exactly 10 p.m. So we'd like to thank every one of you for joining us to next satsang. Okay, we will continue next Tuesday, and we look forward to seeing all of you again next week. Okay, thank you, Sairam, and let's end with Om Shanti. Okay. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So we'd like to, on behalf of all of us, like to thank Swami for your grace that we're able to gather here to share so much of spirituality. Okay.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank
Sai Ram.
Thank you, brother. Sairam.
Thank you, Saira.
Sairam, thank you.
Ram.